Since the Deathslinger was introduced in March 2020, the official Dead by Daylight wiki has documented various facts about his power. These include his firing delay, reload speed, and most importantly, his missed shot cooldown time. For years, I have always felt that the Deathslinger is very punishing when you miss your shot, and missing 3 or more shots can easily cost you the game compared to other killers. It's the main reason why many players resort to faking their M2 power instead of attempting a shot. Now, I don't know if behavior intended for the missed shot cooldown to be 1.5 seconds, as listed on the wiki, but it turns out that's not true. Yeah, all these years, everyone believed it was 1.5 seconds. However, the real cooldown for the missed shot is, drumroll please, 2.1 seconds. Yes, you heard that right. 2.1 seconds. That is an increase of 0.6 seconds from the wiki. And like I said before, I don't know if 1.5 seconds is what behavior intended. Deathslinger has never received a balance change to his miss shot cooldown, so the actual number remains a mystery. Due to this discovery, we must accept 2.1 seconds as the official miss shot cooldown time. This is why Deathslinger feels slow when missing and is very difficult to play. Now you might be wondering, Akeeno, how do you know it's 2.1 seconds in the first place? And why does it matter? Well, let me show you. Okay, so here I have a clip exactly 1 frame before I shoot. And over here we have a time code that lets us know how much time has elapsed. It goes from 0 to 60. And 60 means 1 second. Each of the 60s, like 1 through 60 means it represents a frame. Okay, so if I go to the next frame, the shoot icon disappears and we have 1, which means 1 frame has elapsed. So let's go back. Okay, this is 0, so this is before I shoot. So let's see how long it takes for the reload prompt to show up. Okay, there we go. It shows up right here, but this is not the first frame. We're looking for the first frame. So I'm gonna back up right there, right here. This is the first frame where the reload prompt shows up. And the time code says 2:06. So this means 2 seconds with 6 frames. So now we gotta convert the 6 frames into an actual time, right? So what we do is 6 divided by 60. Why 60? Because 60, it goes up to 60, and 60 represents 1 second. Okay, so now that we did 6 divided by 60, we get 0.1. So that means that the missed shot cooldown is 2.1 seconds. And I've done this with multiple clips. Here I have a second clip. Let me go over to it. Okay, right here. We're at 4 seconds, right? And that's an up close shot, right? I wanted to test if shooting a full distance shot or a close distance shot is the same amount of time. And it turns out it is. So right here, I'm gonna shoot in the open. Same thing. 1 frame before I shoot. And here we have a timer. I know it says 4, but we just gotta have 4 as our baseline, So, for example, see, we go to the next frame, it's 4:01, so it's still the first frame. So we ignore the 4 and we just consider it a 0. Alright, so let's see how long it takes for the reload prompt to show up. And there we go. Let me go back to the first frame. Boom. 6. Remember, we had 4 and now we're at 6:06. So the difference is 2:06. And like we did before, 6 divided by 60 is 0.1. So without add-ons, the base missed shot cooldown is 2.1 seconds. I also decided to check the Deathslinger's PTB to see if the missed shot cooldown was always 2.6 seconds, or if somewhere in between there was a shadow nerf. But it turns out that it's always been the same. So here I have a clip from Darva from the Deathslinger PTB. You can see it behind the chat. And we're going to do the same thing that I did with my clips. So we have 0, 0 here. Next frame, he shoots. The icon goes away. Alright, so let's see how long it takes.
Nothing happens.
Alright. See, look, here we go. The reload prompt shows up, and the timer says 2:06. After this shocking revelation, I decided to check if other key number facts on the wiki are accurate. They aren't. Deathslinger's firing delay is listed as 0.5 seconds on the wiki, but it's actually 0.45 seconds. His reload time on the wiki states 2.6 seconds. The actual figure is 2.68 seconds. I used the same frame test to determine these numbers. But I also feel the need to address the fact that you might say, just don't miss your shots, and that all of this is irrelevant. Well, according to DVD Tricky, I have the second most downs in the leaderboards worldwide, and I don't have 100% accuracy. I miss multiple shots in every match, but I still manage to win because I go for a lot of shots overall. However, for less experienced survivors, this 2.1 second cooldown demoralizes them, and the risk of shooting and missing is just too high to attempt. So guess what? They just faked their end too. By making the missed shot cooldown actually 1.5 seconds, that would be a nice buff to the killer and encourage the player base to take more shots. This could also keep the Deathslinger at 110 movement speed, since the new cooldown isn't as punishing. But if not, players will demand a 115 speed Deathslinger. All I'm trying to say is that buffing this aspect of the Deathslinger will make him easier, stronger, and more fun for everyone. Okay, so now for the final part of the video, I will break down the numbers for reloading and missing a shot, along with the add-ons and what combinations to use. So here you could see this is the default for both missing a shot and reloading and the total time. So for example, the default for missing a shot is 2.1 seconds. The reload time is 2.68 seconds. And the total time is 4.78 seconds. So this, with 0 add-ons, is how long it takes when you miss a shot and reload. 4.78 seconds. This section only covers the missed shot add-ons. This only covers the reload add-ons. And this is both reload and missed shot add-ons. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, Spit Polish Rag, this is the brown one. It reduces the missed shot cooldown from 2.1 to 1.85 seconds. And if we only use that one and have 0 reload add-ons, the new reload is 4.53. It's better than the default. Okay, but we can get better. With the tin oil can, that's the blue one, it reduces it to 1.6 seconds. Almost close to the intended 1.5 seconds. That's crazy. And then the regular reload, and that adds up to 4.28 seconds. So we're really close to what it's supposed to be. And if you run both the brown and the blue, it's 1.35 seconds. And the reload's the same. And then the new total is 4.03. Okay, so now this is the reload, the more popular ones. A lot of people think that these are the missed shot ones are not as good. I disagree. Okay, look at here. Default 2.1, reload 2.68, total time 4.78. If you use the modified ammo belt, that's the brown reload add-on, it takes it from 2.68 to 2.43. Because remember, we're not discussing missed shots, only reload. So, and if you add the 2.1 with the 2.43, you get 4.53. And if you realize, this is exactly the same as the Spit Polish Rag. So in my opinion, I think it's better to run the Spit Polish Rag over the modified ammo belt, because I think it's better to cover your weaknesses than to make your strengths better, especially with the Deathslinger. So use the Spit Polish Rag. They're exactly the same. I think wouldn't you prefer to have a quicker missed shot cooldown than to have a longer quick shot cooldown, and I just prefer the missed shot like it's exactly the same. You could run either one, but I would use the spit polish rag. Okay? And that's only for the brown. Okay? If you use the Warden's keys, it brings it down from 2.68 to 2.33. At the missed shot 2.1, you get 4.43. Okay? Let's compare it with the missed shot add-on. Look, 10 oil can, that's the blue one. 1.6 seconds missed shot. Reload 2.68. 4.28 seconds. See, look, here we have a difference. Just running the 10 oil can when you miss a shot, right? It's faster than to use the Warden's keys. You save more time. Okay? And this is if you run both reload add-ons. Okay? So you reduce it from 2.68 to 2.08. Add the 2.1, 4.18 seconds. And let's look at the double miss, 4.03. So with this new discovery, running both the miss shot add-ons saves you more time than double reload. And especially for people that miss a lot, it's better to run double miss shot than double reload. Alright. And now the final chart right here shows the combinations of both and which one's the better one, right? We have the default 2.1, reload 2.68, total time 4.78. The modified ammo belt and the spit polish rag, both browns, one reload, one miss, 1.85, 2.43, you get 4.28. So just running one reload and one miss is already better. It matches the tin oil can, and it's faster than Warden's keys. Using Warden's keys and tin oil can, 1.6, 2.33, brings it all the way down to 3.93 seconds. That's the fastest of any combination. So, if you want to run the most efficient Deathslinger build for just purely missing, you know, you're not trying to use Cigar or you're not trying to use Eerie Coin, this is the best combination of add-ons. Warden's keys and 10 oil can. 3.93 seconds. So a quick summary for the video. Deathslinger's missed shot cooldown isn't actually 1.5 seconds, but instead 2.1 seconds. So it would be nice if behavior could buff it to 1.5 seconds. And for the time being, I recommend the add-on combinations that I showed to new and experienced Deathslingers. Thank you for watching.